Now it's time for the panel discussion. The panel discussion is about AI Marketing Toolkit 2025 to 2026, which, yes, 2026 is almost here. And for this panel, we are going to have 3 people. I'm going to say the name of them, and then when they join, they can introduce themselves. So the first person is going to be me, BIANCA, COSCIA, Marketing Manager at SendPulse. The second person is ANTON VORONIUK. He's always here with us. I'm pretty sure you guys already know him. He's the CEO of SkillsBooster AI.me. And Joseph S. KAHN. He's the CMO and founder of HumJam. So let's get in here. Hello, you guys are already here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for being here and for having a special place here in the panel discussion. I'm super excited to see the questions. Let's introduce each other. Hi, my name is BIANCA. I'm talking with you all for a while. I am the marketing manager for SendPulse Brazil. I also work with Latam. Sometimes I help out with everything people need. I am like SendPulse. I do everything in only one place. I help everyone. I'm always around, so that's me. Guys, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead,
Anton.
Yeah, it's always complicated to start. Guys, I'm Anton. I'm doing digital marketing for 17 years. We have agency business. We are Google partner, Meta partner. It's on the one hand. On the other hand, Sam Altman told that he will kill all marketers till 2030. So we started actively implementing AI in all our projects. We are not just doing digital marketing services. We are also teaching. Right now, we are teaching on Udemy and Coursera. Our total audience is over 1 million people. That's all about me. Joseph, your turn.
Awesome. I've been doing internet marketing and technology since 1994. I was a Microsoft Award winner back before the year 2000. So I'm an old guy here. And we built some of the first LLMs back in the year 2000 for health insurance companies and things like that. We built the first no-lie insurance agent, because we built a chat bot. And this was back in the year 2000. So this was way pre where we're at with ChatGPT back with Microsoft. And that won awards back in that day. So amazingly, it took 25 years to go from that to where we're at today. It's just crazy. But now we're on supersonic speed. So what I actually do is now I'm an agent. We have an agency that does all channels in marketing. So from social media to SEO. Our SEO is kind of where I know Alina from her previous stuff. We represent all tools out there. For doing SEO, for doing different management and stuff like that. And so AI has kind of been really our main thing since we built AI stuff back 25 years ago. We really integrate that into every bit of our process for providing stuff for service-based businesses, IT consultant companies, junk removal, anything you can possibly think of. We do the SEO, we do the Facebook, we do all that stuff. And we're using AI, like 85% of all our work is AI these days.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So let's go to the questions. Let me open here. First, we are going to have a round of Blitz poll with 5 questions, and which one of us have to choose one answer from the 2 options. So the first one is, chatbots are today must-have or still optional? Who's going to go first?
I would say it's definitely a must-have, especially some of the things we use it for. It's not technically, it's still a chat bot if it's automatically chatting to a social media on your behalf as the agent. And I saw how it was programmed and how you can program it to talk like you and act like you or that kind of thing. That's still considered to me a chat bot, even though it's not its own windowed bot on another thing. It's still chatting to whatever DM, direct message utility. And I think that that's a must have, but it is scary in that you have to train it well. You have to monitor it well. It will say goofy stuff if you're not keeping an eye. I call it co-piloting. You have to co-pilot it right now. You can't, it's not, if you asked me that a year ago, I would say no, but today I would say, yeah, because it's been co-piloted quite a bit at this stage, but it still needs a lot more work.
Yeah, the same for me. I think it's a must-have now. like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, people are like, no, I'm going to reply everything by hand. I don't trust robots or things like that. And I get it. I get the point, because sometimes it's messy. Sometimes you ask something and the robot answers something very weird. But again, like I mentioned previously when I was talking with Natalia, it's your fault if the chatbot is not answering correctly. It's your
Correct.
fault.
Yeah, I heard you say that. And I was like, yeah, she's right. She's right.
There's no way the chatbot's like, oh, okay, let me answer something
Yeah.
stupid. No, it's your problem. So yeah, it's definitely a must-have now. What about you, Anton?
I will be in the minority, like all marketing tools. It's optional. It's definitely optional. It depends on the type of business, of the size of business. If you are a big B2B company and you are working just with one client, you will not give it to chatbot, even very good chatbot. It's on the other hand. On the other hand, if not all businesses need marketing. If you are a micro business, you have 10 clients, you know all of them, so you can communicate directly. But if we talk about regular business, B2C business, definitely chatbot is must have.
I love that we have different opinions. That's what is the panel discussions
But I would
about.
say, Anton, you'd probably use a bot operationally for those clients, meaning for knowledge base, for answering interpersonal, not necessarily marketing.
Definitely.
And guys in the comments who are watching us, leave here in the comments what you think about it, because we're here live, but you guys are also here with us. So please send us here your opinion and what you think about chatbots and all the other questions. So the second one is, which adoption barrier is bigger, cost or complexity? I have to
think
think about
complexity. Yeah, complexity. Let it be.
It would
If
have
you
Mhm.
if you can explain value, cost is not a barrier. If a business understands value, it will invest. But complexity, infrastructure is something that can make pauses.
I would have to agree with Anton on that. It's definitely complexity because right now I think the cost to entry is super low. Just like kind of anywhere a market is emerging, the first piece and it gets expensive as you go. I think the complexity, because even as that last demo, even the make demo, all these types of things, there's so much complex things going on, and I think the complexity would be the sticking point.
Yeah, I think I agree with you all, especially because now I'm glad more things are free and affordable and people can test it out. You don't necessarily have to spend money on it. You can, but it's not like you have to in order to use something. So I agree. The third question is, I love this one. Which is more dangerous, ignoring AI or overusing AI?
They have option boss.
Yeah, totally overusing it, but I use it for everything now, which is kind of I think it's bad that I was laughing at myself this morning. Is like I'm asking it everything from personal health questions to just everything that I can think of. I'm asking AI now, and I'm thinking, am I getting lazy? Is my mind? Am I? It's like the GPS. You can no longer do
Yes.
directions by yourself because of that GPS. You always just dial it in, and it tells you where to go. Now you can't do directions. Like, are we removing our abilities as humans if we keep passing off all these little tasks to AI? I think that's kind of the fear factor for me is how much do I want to turn over to AI?
Yeah, I am on the same boat as you. I think overusing is complicated, and I think about exactly the same thing every day, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I can think about something, but I can also just ask ChatGPT and he's gonna answer. And it can be something very important and something very stupid. Like last week, I'm crazy about Dan Brown, the writer. I love him so much,
Mm-hmm.
and he just released a new book. And I'm also traveling to the destination of the book, so I was like, okay, I need to finish the book before I go to this trip because I need to know everything. And I was like, okay, I can just use the app that I usually use to know how long I'm gonna finish. But let me ask ChatGPT. Like, I already had the answer in another app, but I asked ChatGPT, and he was like, oh, you're gonna take 10 days. I was like, okay, that sounds good. It's scary and it's
Yeah.
weird, but I never stopped using, like, the GPS that you mentioned. It's weird. I remember when I used to leave the house knowing where to go. And now I don't know anything. Even if I'm gonna catch a bus, I'm like, let me see how long it takes. And if you leave me in the city center, I'm not gonna return home. I'm not gonna come back. I
Take
miss
my
the big
phone away and I'm done.
Yes, it's over for me.
Yeah.
From my side, I want to say that definitely we are on the revolutionary period. Like 10 years ago, we started teaching marketers digital. And right now, there is no marketers without digital. It's the same with AI. Right now, people just started using AI. And on the one hand, for guys like you, Bianca, like you, Joseph, it looks like everyone is using AI. But honestly, if you will check ChatGPT data in SimilarWeb, you will see that we have just early adopters, and conservative majorities just still coming in. So the most interesting use cases are just in the future, but it's definitely a revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love talking about this specifically because it's a topic that, I mean, we could talk about it for 25, 46, or 3 hours in a row, because there's so much depth in this. Because of course we cannot ignore AI, but we also should be careful about overusing and losing everything. Like, not everything about jobs and things like that, but us, like everything that is inside of our head, and not being lazy and just thinking
The
more.
laziness part of it, because I even don't answer my own emails anymore. Like, I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, take this one for me. Hey, ChatGPT, take this one for me. And it writes a good email because it knows me, it knows my persona, knows my writing style, knows all that stuff, right? Because I've programmed it to know me. So why do I need to write email anymore? You know what I mean? And then I went, I'm going to write this by hand. And I had a hard time writing it anymore. And I used to write emails all day. I used to send 50 emails a day by hand. Now I can't even touch a single email. That's crazy, right?
It is crazy. And let's see how it's gonna. I think, like, with all technology and everything, the world in general, it tends to be like a big trend. People go crazy with it, and then we go too crazy, and we're like, oh, we should use less. We have to first like suffer, and then we're like, oh, okay, that's taking too much. Let's go back a little bit in a healthy way, because we're gonna use AI forever, but in a healthy way, the way we don't go crazy. The other question is, which matters most in 2026, AI creativity or AI compliance?
For me, definitely creativity. If we talk about compliance, we understand that Europe, United States will try to limit, try to regulate, and it will definitely, that we will have in the nearest future. We already have it, but it will go deeper and more complicated. But there is China. China is not regulated. China is not over rely on compliance. So that's why, on the one hand, all American and European governments will be happy to regulate it, but if it will be, the creativity will be stopped, because there will not be enough honest data to train the AI. So we are in very, very interesting conflict right now, and I make my beat on AI creativity.
I'm totally with Anton on that, and I use DeepSeek a lot too. Speaking of China, they have a great deep analysis tool that I really dig, and I love the fact that they don't have the regulations, and I think creativity definitely has got to be number one right now, because as you said before, I'm talking about how I have AI write all my email, but there's still a huge amount of people that don't even use it, don't know about it. If you talk to people in the square and say, hey, are you using AI or ChatGPT? They look at you like you're crazy. Like, I've heard of that on the news, or I saw that on a talk show host or whatever, but they don't really, it's not everybody using it all day, everybody, like we are, because we're kind of those first movers. And that's why I think we need the creativity right now. Meaning we need everybody's brains to be open and everybody working on it, because and then the regulatory, as Anton said, they're going to come down and try to clip its wings and stuff, but we want to grow it where it needs to go before the wings get clipped.
Yes, agree. Like, it has to grow, and people need to use it for real, and not just like people who work with technology or people who use it for a while. Regular people, like my mother-in-law, she she uses sometimes, but she doesn't know that she's using. Like she mentioned, like, oh yeah, I asked Google, and I'm actually fighting with Google because he's giving me weird answers, and I'm like, that's Gemini. You're using
Yeah.
AI, and she doesn't know. So we
Yeah.
need these people, the mass public, to actually use it, so that way things can grow, and then we can regulate and see what is going on. And like some things are pretty important that let's not get in this topic because I can go too much about it, but like there's some shady things happening that of course needs regulation, needs like people watching, because it can be complicated, but also needs to flower, to grow, and to just make people use it and understand how we can use it, because that's the main point. Many people have no idea, is not using properly, doesn't have the knowledge, have the tool. Like everyone can have the tool and can use in a very weird way. So let's be creative first and use for things that really matters, and then we can go to the next steps.
And I have to add on to that, with the creativity, we do need safety, and to understand that it doesn't know the news. It can produce fake news. It can produce hallucinations. It can misrepresent things and tasks and items, and it doesn't get it right on the first round. So we have to keep in mind that it's still like a 3-year-old, and that's why we don't need to clip its wings. We need to grow it and curate it to where it's actually truthful and it knows what it's doing. And it's, that's going to take a little bit of time, in my opinion. But we do have to be careful. There is a safety issue with creativity.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I've just finished the training for Ukrainian journalists who are fighting with Russian informational war. So all these deepfakes, etc. So how to find it, how to understand that it's deepfake. And if you talk about the technologies, they rise to the moon. It's always very difficult to understand. You have real Macron or it's deepfake. So it's it's when something is used for good, something can be used for evil. It's always like this.
Yes, for everything. So the last question is, by the end of 2026, will chatbots be seen as a digital employees or still as a tool? This is something that drives me crazy. But again, I could talk about this for hours because that is what I think. And there's also my personal opinion, and they both sometimes collide because it's such an important topic and has so many layers. And I'm going to start with this one. Definitely, I see as an essential tool, because I don't think any technology is here to like take someone's job and feel like an employee. That's not how it works. That's not how it should work. If you have a boss that is telling you, yeah, train this chatbot and I'm going to fire you, well, I think the problems with your boss, because it should like everything should work together. Because if like, for example, something that it's here every day, and I have people on my team concerned about this, is the video editing AI. People can do everything with video editing with AI, and my video maker, he always asks me like, Bianca, is my job at risk? Like, what I'm gonna do? And I'm like, no, it's not a risk, because even if you use AI to like edit the videos, we need someone to use the AI. I don't have time to like fire you and just be like putting prompts and editing videos. So that's what I think about everything, all the technology, especially chatbots. Chatbots, they are here to help, but it needs configuration. It needs someone there to make sure it's right. And we also always, we need to give the possibility of people reaching out to a human, because sometimes people are overwhelmed, or sometimes it's not like it's someone that it's old or just don't want that. Like there's so many layers, there's so many reasons why someone wants to talk with a human, and we need this option. And for this option, we need someone behind the chatbot, because we are not in the place to just hire real life robots, because they are expensive to be replying to chatbots, like pretending they're a human. So that's what I think. That's what I hope it happens. That way people understand that technology is not here to take your job. It's here to make you live better, because right now there's a lot of people like with burnout. They're going crazy with work, and we have to use technology to relax a little bit and be able to live and not just work. So that's my take on that. Sorry, I go crazy with this.
I can join to you and say that definitely it will not be exchanged, but at the same time it will be rebranding. I can say like this: if you will change the word chatbot with AI agent, definitely it will work like this. If you will talk about your video editor as AI video editor, it will be a new guy with new skills, with the new tools. And we had this transformation. I had the same discussion with a video editor half a year ago. He came to me and say, Anton, you are paying less. What I need to do? I told, you will be the AI video editor. And right now he's doing 5 times more for the same money, but with totally different tools. And I can say that AI agents that already created, like Mosaic, etc., they speed up all productivity from 5 to 7 times. And can it be like a full team just built from the AI chatbots or AI agents? It's a philosophical question. Can it be these entities like chatbots, AI agents, the part of your AI marketing department? Definitely yes. For me, it's already works.
And to me, I think it's a marketing thing to say you got an AI agent and he's worth the price of a real human agent, and so we're doing this calculation kind of thing. But I think that's all marketing, because you could do the same thing to go, we got this saw that can chop 50 trees down, and so this is worth 5 lumberjacks. So instead of buying a saw, we're buying 5 lumberjacks. That's a marketing thing. I mean, that's a cost saving, optimizing marketing thing. In my opinion, the reason why I don't think it's like hiring, if we're doing AI, it's a tool, and all software, all drills, all anything to help you do your job better is a tool. The thing about the reason why I don't think you're going to replace anybody, especially within the next 5 to 10 years, using these tools, is because the requirement for output is 10 times more than what it used to be. So Anton's saying his guy's getting 10 times more done using these tools, but check it out. The requirement in today's marketing age is that he has to produce 10 times more content in order to even compete with his nearest competitor now. Like the algorithm in Facebook is that you have to have 50 videos a week in order to be a digital creator, rising creator or whatever, to even be in their algorithm. So how are a single person going to do 50 videos? They can't. And how are you going to hire now 10 team members to do those 50 videos? You don't have the budget. But guess what you can get? A tool that can do that. You can hire a person that can produce. So it's not that you're going to have to get rid of a person. Everybody going forward in the future is going to have 10 times more work, and we need a tool that can do that for us. Meaning the workload is getting higher, and humans couldn't do that workload without the tools. And that goes for any industry, any niche or whatever. It's the tools, because the requirements are way higher and way more complex than they were 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, if we say the word tool, I think people understand more that it's just a tool. Like when computers first exist, like computer is kind of new, and like I don't remember because I'm not like from the, I was born, the computer was at my home, but I remember people saying like, oh my gosh, the computer started like being here, I'm gonna lose my job because now I don't have like to fill up a lot of paperwork. Like, no, bro, just do it online, like on the computer. So it's the same thing. Always when there's a technology, people are afraid, and we see this pattern happening for absolutely everything. Internet, computer, pen drive, everything. People think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my job. And I get it. I understand, because like we're always afraid to lose our job because we need money to survive. But that's not the case.
But if the requirement is going up where you now have to produce 10 times more content in order you to BIANCA to compete in the world, thank God the tools are coming along to allow that to be possible by one person to be able to create that content, whereas you couldn't have done it by yourself in the past.
Otherwise, we might lose our job.
I think the tools, like in most civilization 101, the tools come along as the needs grow. That's what the innovation happens. The reason why we're innovated here is because we can't do this marketing without it now, because it's too much for one single person. So nobody's losing their job. They just have to re-educate to the new tool set.
And be
to meet the requirements of today, which is getting harder and harder.
And if we didn't have the tools, it would be like everyone would lose their
Impossible.
jobs. Yes, there's no way. Then we would lose.
Yeah.
So
Businesses
I
would
love.
be going out of business. Like we wouldn't be able
Uh-huh.
to maintain the economy we have without the tools.
Yes. I don't know how is it gonna be in 10 years. Hopefully in 10 years, like AI is gonna do everything and we're gonna be able to retire earlier because that's my goal. That's what I'm here for.
For
So now we
sure.
have some questions that is like kind of discussions. We actually have, let me see how many, 10. I don't think we're gonna have time to do 10 because we talk a lot, which I love because again, for me, the conference could be just us talking about AIs and answering questions and discussing about this topic because I think it's so important. But I separated some here, and if we have time, I'm gonna check how many we can answer. So the first one is, what is the biggest challenge companies face when adopting AI marketing tools? In my case was like having a lot of tools and a lot of options and something pretty new for everyone and not knowing exactly where to start because it's also overwhelming when you have a new technology, which is amazing, and people are talking about how great it is and how many amazing things you can accomplish with that. But at the same time, you're there alone and there's so many tools and you don't know where to start from. For me, that was the problem, and what solved the problem for me was talking with people, not being like, oh my gosh, I love SendPulse all the time, but I'm going to mention SendPulse, the conferences that SendPulse put in the air, like this one. We had other conferences about AI. I learned a lot from it because it's impossible for us to have all the knowledge in the world. So always when there's a conference about AI, I make sure to watch because I always learn something new and how to use each tool for what I need. So that was the most complicated thing for me and my team.
And that was the key. I was going to just parlay on that and say is education. So education is number one. Knowing how to use the tool is where all the cat's meow is knowing how to use the tool, knowing how to set it up to say, act as this, then give me that. And I need it in this format, and I need it in this way, and I need to clarify, and I need you to ask questions if you have any questions. Like being able to, but the only way that I got to that point is education, is going to the conference, is showing up to places like this and learning from people like Anton and reading the books and going, what's everybody saying? What's the framework? That's I think where we're at. And that's the most important part to me is there's so many out there. That's why I think it's got to start with education. What is AI? What's it's doing? What are the tools? Why do I use it? And how do I use it? And then start with basics like ChatGPT, and then ask ChatGPT, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? Like don't even think for yourself. Like once you learn how to use it, then go, oh, okay, acting as a professional development coach, and I'm trying to learn AI. What's my next step, Mr. AI? And it'll tell you your next step.
That's true. I do that all the time. Like, please help me out. I don't know what to go.
Yeah, from my side, I see the next issues. Maybe the biggest one, it's we've discussed it at the beginning, that we still have just early adopters. While you was talking, I've went to SimilarWeb and checked the unique visitors on Google and on ChatGPT. We have on Google like 3 billion, on ChatGPT 300 million. So we have 10x much audience in Google than ChatGPT. So we are still talking about very early adopters when their use cases are still not created. And to create use case, it's about a lot of experimentation. As I mentioned previously, during this year, we've created full AI video production. So we implemented 5 tools right now. Not I'm recording the courses, my AI avatar with AI voice, with AI presentations, AI scripts, etc. So it was very hard. We tested a lot of different models. We tested a lot of different tools. For example, in KAHN, we covered like 20 different samples. 20 different samples before we've got something that worked well. And this is about huge amount of experimentation, which you need to do and do steadily. what I see among our students, among our clients, people try to use AI in something what they don't know how to do and what is uncomfortable. It's a wrong pattern. The right pattern, you are doing something for ages. You have a routine. For us, we are creating courses for 17 years. For us, course creation, it's routine that we are doing it daily. We have 140 courses on Udemy, 20 on Coursera, our own courses. And for us, video editing process is something that we are doing daily. We understand process of script writing, of shooting, of editing, etc. And when you are looking on this task through the prism of new AI tools, you understand how it can be done with AI. But before it will be done, you need to make 100 iterations. And most of businesses are still not ready for it. So two big stuff that you need to understand, two bottlenecks in this story. The first one, it's about understanding that AI is a tool for beating something which is routine that you know how to do, not for something that you are not familiar with. And the second one is about regular iterations and experiments. It's similar to all business processes. You can't get something ideal from the first shoot, but definitely I understand that a lot of tools that Bianca mentioned, it's something that make people overwhelmed. You don't need what tool you need to take and what do you want to get. But at the same time, right now, I see a big dream. It's entrepreneurs with a dream. It's not marketers' dream, Bianca. It's maybe a dream for me and for Joseph. It's about how to build everything with AI. So it's a new kind of dream. And 2 years ago, when I was visiting with Bianca Web Summit, the guys were talking about creating a website from prompt. And there were early stage alpha startups which were building websites from prompt. They were shitty. They were really, really bad. And it was not working at the moment. Right now we have Lovable. Right now we have Wizero, Replit, etc.
Yeah,
And you can build a single site from the prompt, not bad site from the prompt. You need to troubleshoot, but it can be done for 10 minutes with the prompt. I was interviewing NA10 guys on the previous week, and NA10 till the end of the this year, they promise text to workflow. So a lot of automational stuff, a lot of AI agent stuff will be created with the prompt. Yes, it will be shitty at the first touch. It will not work. It will not work properly. You will have a lot of bugs. But just imagine, previously, you need some automation, 2 weeks, 1 month, and totally lost, nothing working, and everybody unhappy. Right now, you are going with text prompt, give me this, and you are getting some close to ready to work workflow that you need to adjust, you need to fine tune it, but it's already working. So we are in very interesting future, guys, and I hope that it's definitely something that we all need to experiment and test.
Definitely. The CTOs call it vibe coding.
Yeah, vibe coding is rocking everything.
Yeah. Yeah, vibe coding is fun.
Awesome. Yes, there's a lot of things. And by the way, when we were talking, Anton, I just want to make a parenthesis here. I absolutely love the videos that you create. I think is the best person that I saw using AI for videos. It's natural. Because sometimes we watch people using AI for videos and you're like, oh, there's something off. And not in your case. It's amazing. Your team is doing an amazing job. I try doing here as well, but it's like you said, it's a long process. It's not something that it can be done in a day. So I just want to make this parenthesis here because it's amazing. And everyone who's watching here, please go there and check it out because it's amazing. And now that you know it's made by AI, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that's made by AI. It is.
There's a couple of guys who do it well, so I'm going to check you out, Anton, to check it. But there's a couple of guys where you're like, I can't believe that's not actually him.
You're like,
it's so good. Yeah, even the sound, the voice, the intonations, everything, it sounded just like, so I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yes, if we think about how it was 1 year ago, 1 year ago was terrible. And now it's like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. Now we have to jump the questions because we talk a lot, which again, I love it, but we have to follow a schedule. We had like 10 questions here and I'm gonna pick one to finish our conversation. And I'm actually going to pick the last question because I think that's a good way to finish everything and set the tone, and it's going to make people think about it, which is, if you had to pick one AI marketing tool to bet on for the next 5 years, which one it would be?
It's easy one. It will be ChatGPT. We definitely have something big right now. They are building what Google couldn't build. They are building one window, one universal app which will solve all your issues, all your tasks. It's definitely overwhelmed. It's definitely not ideal. But if you talk about how to start teaching about AI, how to start learning about AI, my recommendation is to start with ChatGPT. Because you have most of the basic functionality there. You can create texts, code, tables, spreadsheets, video, audio, graphics, and it all can be done in ChatGPT. It's not ideal. It can't be done so good as it will be done with specialized tool, but definitely I feel it on my Udemy courses. Right now, I see how skyrocketing the number of students on the basic ChatGPT courses. We have like 10 of them different. So ChatGPT is something that definitely will be my bet for the nearest 5 years.
I think it's a race to the top from all the LLMs that's out there, from Claude to Perplexity to DeepSeek to Grok to on and on and on and on and on. But I think I agree with the ChatGPT, but I was going to say a different one, only because I think that it has a lot of longevity for where it's going with the browser integration with different things, is Perplexity. And I think and the way they're integrating with PayPal and marketing, and they're more of a marketing player to try to build where they're going, and they have good investors behind them. Whereas ChatGPT is just Microsoft, and you know how that goes with Microsoft. All of a sudden, they become uncool somehow. So
Yeah.
ChatGPT to me could be uncool in the future, where people make fun of you if you're using ChatGPT, would be what I think would happen in the future for that. But something like Perplexity or Claude, or something that really innovates. And I think that the innovations for these LLMs is going to happen in another year or two that we've never seen. Like what we're going to see somebody do that's going to get some funding or whatever, just the way it's going to go is probably going to blow us away. But I'm going to put my bet on Perplexity.
Awesome.
Yeah, I want to say that my marketing friends from Silicon Valley, they already start laughing when you're telling that you are using ChatGPT. Oh, ChatGPT, why not
Yeah, exactly.
Anthropic?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's my fear for saying ChatGPT.
For me, I was in a different mind. I was thinking about my team, because now we have the task of producing more. Like we were talking here, we have to do more and more and more and more. And recently I had a talk with my team about creating more content and how we can improve that. And so my bet was actually language tool AI, because like working with a lot of content, it's tough to review everything and make sure everything is aligned. So that would be my bet, because it would make everything easier, and not just like the grammar, but everything to keep the consistent and the quality of the content. And it works for a lot of languages. So I was just thinking about my team. I was like, yeah, what my team wants for the next 5 years, what would make them happy? That would be it. And it's already there. They already love it and they talk about it all the time. So I really want to keep growing so they can use it more and produce more and not being overwhelmed by a lot of things. But that was my bet. And Perplexity is, I don't know how to say this word. Oh my gosh, Perplexity. Yeah, the AI tool you mentioned, Joseph. That one is also awesome. And being made fun of ChatGPT is funny, and it's, let's see how
I
is it
could
gonna
see
be.
memes, like, memes where they're like,
Yeah.
positioning and making fun of each other and stuff,
Yeah.
in the future.
Let's see how is it gonna be. So 5 years from now, we please, Olina, schedule another conference so we can get the answers and reveal everything. So 5 years from now, I see you guys again here on the
message
same
in a
place.
bottle.
Yes.
You will see our AI avatars. I've already tried to push
right.
my AI avatar to online conference, but it's still a little bit buggy. But in 5 years, we definitely will have
Definitely.
3 AI avatars chatting
Yes.
with each other.
It won't even be us live. It'll be our avatars doing the call live.
Yeah, we'll be like doing something else, like I don't know, going for a walk, something like that. So that was it. We run out of time, but thank you so much, guys. It was awesome talking to you, seeing different like perspective of everything. And again, I love talking about these topics and about opinions and about the future, because everyone has so many thoughts and everyone is using so much, but they're also afraid. So I think those conversations are pretty important for the future and for people to understand what it actually means. So thank you so much for your time. And I hope we can meet up soon and doing more things and talking more.
Lovely. Thank you so much for inviting me.
See you on Web Summit, Bianca. Bye-bye.
You're going to be there?
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Definitely. So I see you there.
See you.
Bye-bye.